This next one, it's definitely not the same as a meteorite, but I think it's pretty cool. So this is what happens when you throw meat off an oil rig.
My first question, you already know what it is. Why are we throwing?
First of all, what kind of meat is that?
Why are we throwing? First of all, why are we throwing meat anyway?
Hey, meat's expensive nowadays.
Why are we throwing? Hey, hold on, that's red meat.
That's
Second
red
of all,
meat.
Hey, beef. You know the price of beef today?
Man,
come on, man.
I was just at Costco. Kind of blew my mind. It went up about 30% in the last 2 weeks.
When the last time you bought it? I can tell it. Look, bro, I eat steak a lot. Listen,
me too.
It's constantly bumping. It's constantly bumping up. I'm about to buy a half a cow, more than likely.
Yeah. Well, what's up? I want in.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it. We ain't gonna give it to the.
Yeah, we will not be
either.
feeding anything other than people with it. Throwing it in a pot, if anything.
Oh, here they come. So the frenzy is about to get going. Dang, there's a lot of them down there.
Those look like bull sharks.
Yep, I think so. Wow. I mean, this oil rig's in the middle of the ocean somewhere, right?
Like, does no one on the oil rig ever desire to possibly take a swim outside the oil rig? Like, why are we doing this? Like, are we setting ourselves up for catastrophe? Like, if something happens and we have to
go in the water,
remove ourselves immediately, we have to just jump right now. Are we not going to be all the way in trouble because we did this?
Oh,
like,
you're in trouble.
Don't feed the pigeons. You know, you might end up with something on your shirt. This is a thing.
Yeah,
you have to respect the nature. You know, part of it is like you don't want to mess them up, like because
they're not used to eating cow in the middle of the ocean.
No, but how about being fed? Right? They're not used to being fed. Right? This is like, is this gonna make them lazy? Is this going to like take away some natural prey drive for them? Is this going to have an impact in that way? I'm just curious. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but this is just some things that come to my mind that I wonder.
Yeah, that's possible. But I mean, it's also pretty cool if you're stuck on an oil rig in the middle of the ocean and you're like, well, I got some scraps. Let's see what kind of.
Yeah, if I was out working on an oil rig, I definitely would have to have a PlayStation on that mug. I have to have some other things to do because why are you not out there with a fishing pole with that meat on a hook?
Yeah, catching them and being like, look what I caught from the.
We can feed the rig. We can feed the rig.
Yeah,
these.
Just one, probably.
Yep. Yeah. But now shout out to those dudes anyway, man. I don't know what they got going on out there, man. I know they bored as hell out there when they're not working.
I'd assume it's one of those jobs that is pretty dangerous,
extremely,
very lonely.
Mm-hmm.
And you make a lot of money when you're out there.
That's the only thing that keeps you going right there, bro. Because if not, it's got to be like being locked up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's a bunch of
definitely
these guys,
ain't no women on
these
there.
guys that work out there. They're not common folk. Like they're not like regular guys that walk the street. This is what's called roughneck.
Yes.
Right. So like there's certain people that do certain jobs that fall into that category to me. The oil rig guys are one of them. The other one is like
crabs.
Those guys are also roughnecks, but the iron workers. Construction sites. To me, them the baddest man walking around.
Lumberjacks, bro.
Lumberjacks as well. But lumberjacks is has fallen off a lot in the last so many years.
Well, they got all the machines now.
Yeah,
they're doing a lot of the work.
Yeah, they're getting automated with stuff like that, and also, sustainability means a whole lot. But yeah, those guys that's out there. What I was getting to is that having to deal with the psychology of all of these types, literally, it's like being locked up. Like these are
on the rig.
On the rig,
it would be similar to going to prison. In your
damn
head.
Right. You damn right, because you're out there with these dudes. So any one of them roughnecks could do some crazy something at any time. They're just like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I could imagine that would happen too.
Like,
especially cooped
so there's
up.
like everybody has a different job, I'm sure, right? But there's certain people that's like on the construction site, them iron workers or them dudes that like everybody kind of like stays away from them dudes. They kind of like got their own clique. Everybody like respects them, but they like kind of like, I don't think I want to mess with that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
the skinny, wiry dude that like you're like that dude.
You can see 80 veins popping out his forearm.
Exactly, Popeye.
That his face looks like leather. That guy, him.
Yeah, those are tough people right there for sure.
I got to have some really cool experiences with some of those guys when I was building towers, man. Dudes are some bad boys, man.
Yeah, you've spoke about the towers a few times, but what was your role in?
I was a tower erector, right? So I used to build the towers and also service them. So I'd climb up there.
So you'd climb to the top of those towers?
Yeah. And
wow.
So I got to share this. The first day I ever did it. So these guys that climb these towers, a lot of times they climb up there with up to like 80, 85 pounds of tools.
On their back.
On them, on these belts, right?
On their belts, yeah.
So you climb up until you get a little tired and then you hook off, you sit there for a second.
When you say hook off, you mean like put the thing and you like.
So the thing that you're talking about is called a lanyard, right? So there's two lanyards that you have on you when you do this type of work. One is called a positioning lanyard and the other one is the safety lanyard. Okay. The positioning lanyard is the one that clips on one side of your hip and then goes behind your back and clips onto the other side of your hip, okay?
Okay.
The other one is your safety lanyard, which it has two hooks on it, but it has a coil pack that's hooked up to a eye hook on your back.
Oh.
So when you go to where you want to be, you take your positioning lanyard, you hook off, you wrap it around a pipe, you click it in, and then you let go. Okay. You're just sitting. Floating, right?
Oh, God.
And then you take, exactly. And then you take those other two hooks, your safety lanyard, and you just hook them on somewhere just in case something fails and you fall. And
but you're already
fall,
hanging.
and then you're but a lot of times you have to take off your positioning lanyard to move. Okay? So when you take off your positioning lanyard to move, you have to have your safety lanyard, because if something happens while you unhook and you fall, you're out of there.
Gotcha.
Okay? So when you're wearing your safety lanyard, if you fall, it has a pack in it about this big that has a whole bunch of the strap on itself like this into a pack, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of glued together. So when you actually fall, you get, it doesn't take long for you to start reaching terminal velocity, right? So you fall, you're going fast, and then boom, it pops out and it does this like suspension thing so it doesn't break your back.
When you hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first time I ever climbed, I was only climbing an 85-foot tower called a monopole, right?
Okay. So
I climbed up with the guy. I never done it before. The guy asked me if I was afraid of heights. I was like, nah, no problem. So I have a sister. She had this ex-boyfriend that did this for a living, right? He was like, yeah, you want a job? You afraid of heights? Come on, dude. Of course not. You know what I'm saying? The truth is, I didn't know if I was afraid of heights or not. I knew I was not afraid of where I had been, but I had never been
up there.
So this day I go to work. I climb up the tower. I get up there. I'm with the guy. The guy hooks off, and he goes, all right, hook off. So I take my lanyard, my positioning lanyard. I throw it over the pipe. I wrap it around one time, pull it down, and I go like this. He was like, bro, you know you got to let go, right? I was like, nah.
Because your hand, you're holding it. Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm holding on, bro.
I will be too.
And that's when one of the first times in my life, faith came about. Real faith.
Yeah.
So we always talk about that. But faith, when you test it, if you really believe in God, when he said to me, you got to have faith in your equipment.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. Because you have to let go to work.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man, damn. All right, fine. So I let go. I was like, oh shit, I'm floating. I'm here. Okay. But it's bugged out.
Yeah.
There's never a time like you get used to it. Kinda, but it's always a thing like when there's nothing but air under your ass.
So, bro,
and then the guy pulled his pipe out and started smoking weed up there. I was like,
gosh.
What are we doing here? Yeah.
I've had that feeling. I went, what do they call it? On the back of a boat, and they got a parachute hooked up.
Oh, parasailing.
Oh. Man.
No trust.
As we're going up, I'm holding
your vest.
Yeah,
shoe, right?
yeah. Like, I'm holding the thing the whole time. My hands are like turning white because I'm holding it. We're going up, and we just keep going up. We went up 800 feet, and in the back, this is in Lake Tahoe.
That's pretty high.
My daughter's loving it, and I'm just telling myself, it's almost over.
God, please let this be over soon.
And trying to be like in a place of enjoyment because my daughter's having the time of her life. She's thinking it's great, and I'm just sucking wind and praying it's gonna be over sooner than it will be.
Yeah, that's bugged out, man. But yeah, that's how it got started. And there's many more stories.
How long did you do that?
About 2 years.
Wow, 2 years. So as you started, that was your first time. As you were going through towards the end of your career in that industry, what was it like?
That job taught me like there's like, I'm sorry, like I know I'm not a sexist person, but there's a difference. There's a such thing as man work.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely you got to be strong.
Man work. And that's what showed me that, like, I was like, yo, I'm a man. Like, when you do a job like that, there's no, like, when you're up there, there's no, like, oh, I'm going to take a break from this. And,
yeah,
like, every second, it matters. Everything that you do, it matters. Everything counts. And it's serious the whole time, And that's something I liked about it. And what else I liked about it was I feel like there was a freedom like nothing I have ever seen. Like, to be so high up, you're by yourself up there. You not see no bird up there where you're so high sometime.
Yeah.
Right? To be up there, I'm at the time in South Florida, to be up so high that it rained on me and I go to the ground and the ground is dry.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow.
That. So
that's cool.
There's certain parts of it that was really cool. But it also, like, the reason I stopped doing that job is because I lost the trust of the people that were on the ground, who were the most important people when you're a climber. And so we used to work with these guys. So me and my cousin's like half black, half white. You know what I'm saying? We used to work with these guys up in Palm Beach that were like real country rednecks. That's just what they were. And like they weren't that's what I liked about them was they weren't trying to hide who they were, right?
Yep.
But there's certain things that they would say in front of my cousin that they wouldn't say in front of me, certain type of jokes and stuff that they would do and stuff like that. And my cousin's different. You know what I'm saying? He's a normal cat. I'd already been locked up. You know what I'm saying? And I understood that type of action and like it's always something underlying, even though it's a joke, it's not a joke. And after a while, I just was kind of like, I can't do this anymore. But I loved it. I loved the job, man. I mean, it was probably the funnest job that I've had that was work.
Yeah, it was actual work.
Yeah, it was actual work, man.
Thanks for sharing, bro.
Thanks for asking, man.
Yeah, I didn't know about that stuff.